was so heavy on save. God took me out the rain. Now I got peace and now I got brains. Face. Right in his image I made. So with you, I finna remain. I see that the proof is helping me think. God, when they didn't think I'd do it. God, I knew it was moving. Earth, you wanted me ruling. Yeah. I know your love is amazing. God, I'm giving you praises. We got the whole world singing. I'ma keep praising your name. I don't care what these people gon' do, what these people gon' say, what these people gon' bang. We out here making disciples. We in the world where we can't be the same. Okay. So I went for my hand on the Bible, speaking the truth and we making it plain. We finna pop it, lock it, sock it, clock it. Walking with God and we not finna change. Even your word and I can't be the
My kin, man, what's going on? How y'all feeling? How y'all doing? Hope y'all doing amazing. Let's hop right into it, man. I'm not gonna waste no time with this one because I got something on my chest and I need to get it out. Crafting a king. We talking about building a king, and for the women, I don't want to be exclusive. I want to be inclusive. So the gems that you get for a king, you can apply it to be a queen. Okay, but to be specifically a king is intentional, right? First things first, a king is intentional with the opposite sex. Intentionality is so important when you've matured into this man that you want to become. The man that you want to become is a reflection of a king. And the greatest example of a king that we have in the world today is the King of Kings. He was gentle, he was kind. He was intentional with who he picked to be his 12. And so I encourage you to be intentional as well with your relationships, with how you talk to the next woman, talk to the next man. Do you want to evoke feelings of romantic feelings with a certain someone? Or do you want to be platonic with a certain someone? Paul talks about how we should stay single. And my take on that is, if you want to stay single, stay single. But for me, I kind of want plans. I want to have a family. And for me, I know having a family will take commitment and loyalty, something that I thought I had it. Of course I am loyal. Of course I do commit. But the thing about me is, I hate to say it, but my dad kind of said it this way. He said, and I hate that I'm like this. But the specific phrase is every year a new car comes out. And I was explaining to my dad in 2020 that I want a relationship. And he was saying, like, don't rush the relationship. There are women that are not even born yet that might be yours. And the phrase, I'm hesitant to say it because I don't want to be that guy. Basically, it was saying, like, there are going to be beautiful women that you can always talk to. You get one woman, you like the other women, you like the next woman. So it's like knowing yourself. And I feel like that was me in my last relationship. Now, I controlled the feeling for sure, but like it was still a like on a microscopic level, that was the case. But I had to stop myself. I had to like I had to stop myself because I have to be grateful. And as a king, you gotta be grateful for what you have in front of you. Like, of course, you might want the brand new Benz, but you got a reliable BMW with you. See what I'm saying? Like, not to compare women to cars, but like, just for a lack of better words, a lack of better phrases, that's what I had to kind of shake off. I had to shake off the ideology. So, being intentional with women, being intentional with the opposite sex. Again, do you want to evoke emotions? And you got to know what you want, bruh. You can't be out here. You can't be out here giving romantic relationship energy to a girl that you want to be platonic with, or you can't be giving platonic energy to a girl that you want to be romantic with, and vice versa. You got to know what you want. Like, let's establish what we want. Don't just be out here just to be out here. Have intention with your words. Have intention with your mechanics, like your body language. Have intention with that. And that's something that, of course, that's something that I kind of mastered in terms of giving the right energy to the right person. Giving the right energy to a specific person. You got to know what energy you're bringing out. And so, for example, let's say you want a romantic relationship, but you know that in order to have a solid romantic relationship, you got to be solid friends, right? And so at the first stage, you just giving her platonic energy, and that's okay because you want to build a friendship first, right? Build a friendship first and then see what happens. And then not see what happens, but build a friendship first to see if she's, even meeting your standards. And then from there, you handle it accordingly. The thing that be messing me up though is like when I get a text about like how the girl wants to take some time away from me. That be hurting my soul, bro. I ain't gonna lie. Y'all get that message too? Like, if y'all ever got that message, put it in the comments, bro. Because honestly, it be hurting a little bit. But ultimately, God has the plan. Like, He is the orchestrator. So if that happens, you gotta let that go. You feel me? You gotta let that. You gotta let that be the case. So next is accountability. Right? Crafting a king. You want to be a king? You gotta have accountability. What did you do? Put the blame on yourself. Don't go pointing fingers. As a man, as a king, kings solve problems. They don't go pointing the problem to anybody else. In a kingdom, whatever happens in the kingdom, it is the king's fault. It is how the king delegated the responsibilities. And so, when we talk about accountability, you gotta have accountability. You can't be pointing the finger. You point the finger at someone else, 3 fingers are pointing back at you. That's what I always love to say. Like, you can't, like, in order to be the king that you want to be, you gotta take accountability. What did you do that you could have done better? What happened that caused the issue that you could have done a lot better in? So it's really about accountability. At the most important aspect of it, it is accountability. Man, you got to be able to just see where you went wrong. You got to see where you went wrong, and then you have to handle it accordingly. Handle it accordingly. See where you went wrong and handle it accordingly. Because I guarantee you it's something that you did. And it be like that though. And it's not the end of the world. Yes, we make mistakes. Yes, we say stuff we don't mean. Yes, we may say things because we're in love. But ultimately, you gotta look within yourself and determine what you did wrong. This next one is one of my favorites. I was gonna make a separate episode for this, but I think this can go with this episode very well. If you want to be a king, your hygiene gotta be 100. It don't even gotta be 100. It gotta be at least a good 75, 80. Like when I speak in terms of hygiene, I speak in terms of your smile. Like your smile gotta be 100. Right? Your smile gotta be 100. Get some whitening strips. And if whitening strips are too much, because they are pretty penny, there are ways that you can whiten your smile. You can use whitening toothpaste plus baking soda and get yourself an electric toothbrush. Electric toothbrush is the key. My teeth are white because I have electric toothbrush. I have white teeth because I have electric toothbrush and electric toothbrush. I have whitening strips from Walgreens, the Walgreens, and I have Crest as well, but Crest be a little bit too much. But I have Walmart brand white strips that work as well as the Crest white strips. And I brush my teeth with a mixture of baking soda and whitening toothpaste. That's my go-to. That's how I have white teeth. And I recommend people to whiten your smile because your teeth says a lot about you. If you don't have straight teeth, like I was blessed with straight teeth. But if you don't have straight teeth, there's ways to go about having straight teeth. Invisalign, it works like a charm. You just gotta be disciplined enough to keep up with the stages of it. So hygiene, man. Let's go to Macy's, right? Let's buy some 1 million, right? Let's buy some. You don't gotta splurge. You don't gotta go too crazy on a cologne, but like invest in yourself, right? Invest in a good body soap. Dove. I love Dove. Dove is where it's at. I use Dove body wash, coconut butter, or coconut flavor, whatever the case, how you say it, coconut flavor, coconut butter. It got coconut in it, and it smells delicious. It smells great, right? What else do I do? Your deodorant. Again, Dove. I either get the Dove roll-on or the Dove spray-on. The Dove spray-on lasts a little longer, but and it smells great. The Dove spray-on smells great. And you want to wash your clothes, man. You want to wash your clothes. Get some Arm & Hammer lavender. That's what I got. But Tide works. I don't know which just find the scent that works for you, and keep up with your clothes, man. Keep up washing your clothes. That's the best advice I could give. Whitening your smile. Get a nice body soap. Get a nice body soap. Wash your clothes and get some deodorant that smells good. Right? You get that, you straight. And there is some debate about, not debate really, but like, I don't know what your routine is when it comes to showering, but as men, I feel like men should shower for sure, but it's up to you how many times a day you want to shower. Honestly, I do a good shower. I shower once a day. Right? Probably once a day. If it get critical, if I'm too busy, probably once every out of a week, probably 7 days a week, five times out throughout 7 days. It's not bad, but again, 70%, 75, 80% should, like, your balls shouldn't be sweating and smelling up the house. No, like if it's get like that, hit the shower. If your balls smelling the house up, come on, you gotta, and you gotta know your own body scent too. Like, if you start smelling yourself around the house, you know you should take a shower. Like, don't go too long without showering, because again, showering, not only does it clean you, but it's a almost like a mental health thing too. Like, once you get in the shower, once you shower yourself, you start to feel clean. Your mind starts to feel clean. Like, it's a way to just practice good mental health as well. And if you don't have a shower, I'm sorry. Like, I apologize if you don't have a shower. And that's nothing to like laugh at, to be honest, because some people don't have showers. But if you do have a shower, utilize it. You know, be grateful that you have a shower and utilize it. All right, let's keep going. As a king, right? The main focus should be on your purpose. Or if you don't know your purpose yet, that's okay. But focus on the work at hand. Focus on the work that God has placed you in. When Adam was made, God gave Adam work. He gave Adam purpose. Tend the animals, name the animals, keep up with the garden. He gave him work. And I know in today's age, we want a relationship, we want this, we want that. I know. But ultimately, when you're in your season of singleness, develop your single of seasonness. Develop it. Who are you? What are you passionate about? What are your standards? What are your icks? What are things you don't like? What are things you like? And along the way, God will place the woman of your dreams in your life. And it's crazy because right now I'm in my season of singleness, and I have all these aspirations to be someone's man. But it's like, let me focus on my production. Let me focus on my purpose. Let me focus on the work that God has put in front of me. Let me focus. It's going to be a day where it happens, I know. But let me just focus on what's in front of me. Let me focus on my passion. Let me focus on my purpose. Let me focus on getting y'all the episodes every single week and every single time. Every single week. Let me focus on my potency. Let me focus on clearing my conscience. Let me devote my life to the Lord, so that when I definitely get my wife, she will be entering a kingdom that I've crafted. She will walk into a kingdom that I laid my life on the line for. And then in turn, when she becomes my wife, I'll lay down my life for her. Focus on the work at hand, the work that God gave you, your purpose. Let's focus on that as a king. Crafting a king. You want to know what it takes to be a king. This is what it takes. Gotta focus on your craft, man. Alright. We moving. Okay. This is one of my favorite points right here. Favorite point right here. As a king, you need to be aligned with the King of Kings. The head of a man should be Yeshua. And the head of Yeshua is the Father, Elohim Al Shaddai. So, your head as a king is the King of Kings, Yeshua. Some people call him Yeshua. I call him Yeshua. Some people call him Jesus, right? Some people call him the Messiah. Some people call him Christ. The name is the name, but the man is the man. He is the connection. It's so funny because a lot of people been had a lot to say about Yeshua. But the evidence is in the work. Don't judge the man by the man. Judge him by his work. Judge him by the evidence of his miraculous work. And so, get to know him. Right? Be centered as a man of God, as a king. Be centered with the Creator. Be centered with his Son. Be centered with his Spirit. It's a trinity for a reason, because we need all three sides. We need all three angles, all three sides, all three faces covered. Mind, body, and soul. We need all three covered. The mind, the body, and the soul. Right? So we need all three covered. So get to know them. Right? If you want to consider yourself a king, the best king is the king of the king. A king of the king. Right? And so I feel like that's really the important part of being a king. Just knowing that your head is Yeshua. And the head of Yeshua is the Father, is Elohim. Elohim Al Shaddai, Elohim Adonai. And I feel like being a man of God is so desirable. Women want a man that is centered with God, that can lead her. They don't. Women, the real women want to be led. And you can't lead if you don't have the direction of Yeshua. You can't lead if you're not bringing out your heart to be the vessel that God wants you to be. You can't lead without knowing where to go. Are you with the captain? Because if you're with the captain, you're going to know where to go. 1 Corinthians chapter 11, verse 3. But there is one thing I want you to know. The head of every man is Christ, also known as Yeshua. And the head of a woman is man. And the head of Christ is God. So, know the tiers. Know the hierarchy. As a man, you should be led by the Lord. As a king, you definitely should be led by the Lord. If you consider yourself a king. Okay. And this is so important too. All these are important, I'm gonna be honest. But as a king, you gotta figure out your identity. Your personality. Your identity and your personality, you gotta figure that out. You can't want the same, you could want the same things that people got, but that's coverting, to be honest. That's coverting. COVET. What do you want personally? You should know your personality, right? Kings do not fit in. We stand out. We are unique. Someone should point to you and be like, yo, that's a unique man. Someone should point to you and be like, yo, he's moving different. He's moving with the Father. He's actually potent in what he's talking about. He actually has authority in what he says. His style is different. His choice of music is different. He don't listen to the same people. Right? He don't sound the same. He don't sound the same as everybody else. Create your own individuality. Everyone calls everybody else twin. What happening, twin? Like, where's your own personal personality? Everyone wants the same Hellcat. Where's your own personal individuality? So I'm saying, like, you should want to be different. And if you are yourself, you are already different. There is only one you on this earth. So if you just be yourself, you already set yourself apart. So set yourself apart, just be you, and that's enough. That's just be you, and that's already enough. Okay, this is the last advice for crafting a king. As a king, we gotta work on mastering our sin. We gotta work on mastering our sin. I got scripture for you guys. Let's go to Colossians chapter 3 verse 5. Colossians chapter 3 verse 5. This finna take y'all out because it took me out. So this is what it says. So put to death the sinful earthly things lurking within you. Man, she's gonna talk about it. Have nothing to do with sexual immorality, impurity, lust, and evil desires. Don't be greedy, for a person is a idolater. For a greedy person is an idolater, worshiping things of this world. Because of these sins, the anger of God is coming. You used to do these things with your life. You used to do these things when your life was still a part of this world. But now it is time to get rid of the anger, rage, malicious behavior, slander, and dirty language. So, take care of your sin. Know what your sin is. Is it sexual immorality? That's 90% of us. Impurities. Lust. That is 90% of us. Our evil desires. When I read evil desires, I know I don't have no evil desires. When I read impurities, I've worked on myself long enough that I don't really consider myself impure. But when I read sexual moralities and lust, those two sins can easily creep up and can easily engulf me if I let it. So I gotta be 10 toes down in the spirit. I gotta be 10 toes down in my purpose to not fall victim to lust or sexual immorality. So I wish the same for you. What is your sin? Take care of it as a man. Take care of it as a king. Take care of it. And you know, if you don't know what to do, let the Lord help you. Go to the Lord. It's going to take some time, but you got to want it, bro. You got to want it better than you want to fornicate, bro. You got to want to leave sexual immorality, leave lust more than you want to feel the feeling of your penis getting soaked with vagina. You got to want it better than that feeling. And at the end of the day, God is shamed. God is, he's ashamed of you if you continue to fall. What's up, Brody? If you continue to fall victim, he is shamed. Do you want to continue to feel shame? That's up to you. That's up to you. So I'm going to end off with this. I'm going to end off with Peter chapter 1. 1 Peter chapter 4, verse 3. You have had enough. Okay, check this out. You have had enough in the past of the evil things that godless people enjoy. Their immorality and lust, their feasting and drunkenness and wild parties, and their terrible worship of idols. So you had enough of that in your past life. How much of it do you keep want to do? How much of that, right? How much of the drunkenness, right? The drunkenness, the wild parties, the immorality, the lust, the worship of idols, how much of that do you want to continue to do at your grown age? At your mature age, at your age of 24. I did the analytics. Majority of my audience is 24 to 35. So at your grown age, you still want to continue to live the lives of godless people when you yourself go to church. When you yourself continue to say that you are a godly person, but you're living a godless lifestyle. Listen, I'm not one to talk because I was there. But you mature and you get better at the things that you once were weak at. Grow some muscle. Grow some muscle, family. So, at the end of the day, if you consider yourself a king, you're going to keep your hygiene, right? Brighten your smile. I didn't talk about fitness. Even though Paul says, train your body like an athlete, I recommend doing that. But I feel like the intangibles make you the king. The physique, God's not really worried about your physique. He's worried about your heart. Can you accept God into your heart and live a godly lifestyle? And live a king. Live a lifestyle as a king. As the king. As the King of Kings did. So, I love y'all. I'm going to catch you on the next episode. I forgot to say like, comment, subscribe. Oh my God. Like, comment, subscribe. Share this with a friend. Share this with a loved one. And I'm going to see y'all in the next episode. Peace.